Here we go. Part 3.
Literally, screenshots from we were in the car. He makes me change his name. Sherry's literally my mom's name.
Right, so basically the guy's trying to cover his tracks to show that she's not married so that they can make more money. And then he's just constantly, telling her, what to do, basically.
It's like, fuck off. He's like, how the fuck long is that car ride? Stream lag so bad. This is fail, massive fail. A fail. The fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out there. And, the cameraman, we're like, we're in the house now. It's like, the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand? Like, what plan are you talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you. So I disappeared from stream. Take the call. So I can't, tell him I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. From my hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony. Proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like the stream epic, or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute. Buying options that expire and blasting the cash. About to shut down your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage. It's like, about to delete Twitter in 30 seconds. If you don't call me, your phone's literally off, right? I'm just like, it literally died. Gonna donate $250,000 to Polomacy. It's like a bird sanctuary he likes. In the next 2 minutes, 250K gone. We'll donate 500K in 3 minutes. If no call in 1 minute, I will absolutely make sure Kyron goes to a meat packing house. And that's what made me lose it. The post was threatening to kill the dogs today was like the last one, and I could not take it anymore. 20 seconds, time's up, 750K gone. Now we can't do a down payment.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is like literally pathological personality. Like clearly, like it's so obvious. Like, and again, like, who are the guys that these girls are choosing, right? To date, to marry. Like, are they choosing the are they choosing the nice guy, the good man, the solid man, the hardworking man, or are they choosing this guy? Like, you tell me. 2022. Like, the proof is in the pudding, guys.
Like 250K in 5 minutes. About to tweet about you swatting me. The thing he said he was lying about, admitted it. And 10 minutes, you never talk to my nephews again. Tweeting in 2 minutes, 1 minute gone. Tweeting in 1 minute. $1 million donated to Polomacy. LOL, making me reduce it $1. He didn't actually do it. He's just a fucking pussy. Another 250K in 5 minutes. Don't worry, I unpacked you. I went back to my hotel and my stuff that was literally like unpacked just to make it inconvenient, so that I had to scramble to the airport. Like, fucking asshole.
Disaster.
I'm just fucking done, dude. I'm just fucking done.
Sorry guys, I'm schadenfreude here, but again, the idea is this: like, she could have chosen like a good life, a good man, right? She could have, but instead she chose this. And like, who does she have to blame, right? If you're going to associate with these kind of people, like, what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. Like, there you go. Even if you're the best person in the world, if you're associating with sketchy people, sketchy things are going to happen to you. By the way, he has a lot of money, right? Like,
I don't fucking do it anymore. This is a fucking asshole. That's just like a typical day at the office for me.
but it's fun.
Typical day in my relationship. More like relationship.
She said it, not me. Oh my god. For years she dealt with that. Oh my god. For years, guys. For years. Like, what more needs to be said? Disaster.
Just done.
Meanwhile, all the beta males in the comments, right? Meanwhile, all of them are commenting, "You go, queen, love you, support you, etc." And she's just gonna go back to the guy after. Oh man. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me further, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. Again, she could have chosen to deal with any other man and prevent all of this problem, but no, instead we're watching like the Real Housewives, basically. Like we're watching like an episode of reality TV here. Like, you cannot make this crap up. And even better than this, I'll bet it's scripted too. I'll bet it's made up just for the purpose of getting likes and clicks and views and etc. Disaster.
We went to therapy in like 2020.
Guys, don't go to couples counseling. It just gives guys like a laundry list of things that they have to do, and if you do them, the relationship gets worse.
And then like the therapist even told him that it's a form of like psychological abuse, and that I'm basically living in a fancy prison. And then he was changed for a bit, and then the hot tub meta arose, and he was like, oh, this is an opportunity. And then he turned into an asshole again when I agreed to commit to the grind because it was a good financial opportunity for it.
Up and down, and up and down, and up and down. Enough said, guys. Which is the guy that they pick? The guy that they can have emotional ups and downs with, or the guy who is nice, who treat them, who take them to fancy dinners, who'd be nice, who'd be supportive? You see? Just look here. Which is the guy they choose?
And there went all the therapy progress. Right out the window.
There was never any therapy progress. He's pathological. It's not going to fix him.
There it went.
And so now the girl is alpha widowed. So even if she leaves the guy, it doesn't matter. He's permanently imprinted on her.
I'm just done.
And there you go.
I'm just fucking done with it.
Uh-huh. I'm sure.
Always threatening to cut off the internet if my number's not high enough. Get out here right now, so he can yell at me for 12 hours. Streaming like, why did Amouranth disappear for 12 hours? No content. No content, Andy. Wow, so boring. Never on stream. Omega lol. It's like, yeah, I wish I was. I really wish I was.
Disaster. Instead, she has her, you know, guy that has his ladies of the night, and that's who she loves and treats properly, right? Although she was trying to destroy his reputation. Oh, there's a dog on the bed. I didn't even notice.
It's like, no, I'm not doing that with you. I'm done with this game. That's too far. It's too far. We're done. It's too fucking far. You know? I'm just gonna snap. Fuck that. So I'm gonna make less money now because it's like I have to be distracted and have to do my own taxes. Ooh, okay. Still better than this shit.
As I said in the last video, the idea is that the idea is that because of hypergamy, right? Like once she's made lots of money and she's famous and etc., well, the husband isn't, right? So now her hypergamy tells her, well, go replace the guy, right? Go get a better guy. And so this is her excuse to get rid of him so that she can get a better guy, right? Yeah. And I already said in the last video, it's the equivalent of, you know, paying for your girl's education, and then once she's more educated than you and makes more money than you, she just kicks you to the curb. Okay, looks like she's calming down. I'll bet the guy calls again. Let's see. She's just taking her makeup off? Okay.
That doesn't fucking help that, like, all the fucking accounts are, like, two-factor under his number and all the... He has all, like, the login information of things, you know? It's like the... Keeps you there with the fear and the threats. And you fear that he's gonna do something to your animals. And then he's nice again. And says everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm sorry. I won't do that. I won't get therapy. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck it. I'm just done.
Wow. Anyway, it's literally, as I said, it's up and down and up and down, just cycling the emotions constantly. And this is what girls prefer over, you know, boring stability, right? So there you go. And at this point, I'm not sure if the girl has borderline personality disorder or not. I just think it's a case of choosing a terrible guy, and then the guy gets caught up in your emotions, and then the girl just can't leave, because she's off-widowed, and then her whole life is over. So the recommendation I have for girls that are in this situation is simply to choose better men, right? Like, you prevent the whole situation by not dealing with men like this.
He's still like, why? Why did you do this? It's like, why did you do this, asshole? What the fuck? God, I can't even anymore. I cannot even.
Why did she do it? She did it because of hypergamy. That's why she did it. Like, why did you do this? Ridiculous question.
Yeah, they're saying change your information stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's like, at this point, it doesn't matter. There's already enough evidence that he's fucking trying to ruin me. And so if he does anything, I can just hold him for more charges.
There you go.
Everything's already two-factored to his number. It's not like I can fucking do much. He can still say, forgot password. Whatever. It's literally a joint bank account. It's not like I can change the bank.
I understand the situation. The guy set up the situation so that if the girl in the future tried to screw him over, he already had the counterplay. You see, again, the sort of Machiavellian man that it takes to succeed in this kind of hyper competitive world, right? And that's who she chose, right? And I'm surprised they don't have children as well. I'm surprised. Usually women have children with men like this as well.
Just a lot of effort with nothing.
Okay. She's just like doing her hair or something.
I don't believe that, actually. I'm pretty sure you can. He's like, no, that's not how that works. Like, I don't think that's accurate. But now, you know, he's gaslighted me so much at this point that I just question everything that I think I know.
Well, I mean, you also gaslit the guy as well.
I'm just like, at this, it's just ingrained in me to be like, okay, I guess I'm wrong, because I'm always wrong, great. It's like, okay. Even when I'm right, I'm wrong. That's the game. That's the fucking game.
That's who you chose. That's the man you chose. Congratulations. And you knew it from the beginning, too.
I assume he would just, for some reason, drive over and unplug the internet like always threatens to do, but, you know, maybe he'll actually stay away now that he's been exposed. Who fucking knows?
So, is the situation that she's not even living with her husband? Interesting. Interesting. By the way, in an hour she made like more than 100 subs, which most men are not capable of doing on Twitch, by the way. Just keep that in mind as well. Okay, let's see this next video here.
The security breach that I tweeted about. We'll fucking see.
Nice house. Really nice house, like 1 million computers too. What's she doing here?
Authenticator app, but will it request SMS from his phone to change to my phone? Or yeah, if I just call support.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I think we've gotten everything out of this video that we can. Let's do one of these. The Disposables. This is an article by Rollo Tomasi here. Martyrdom is the ultimate expression of social proof. After I finished my chivalry versus altruism post, I had to kind of pause for a moment to consider the impact of women and children first as an operative social convention. Even before the overt rise of the feminine imperative, this female protectionism was in effect, and I'm fairly certain this was a result of our primal hindbrain wiring to protect our families. Most higher-order animals have evolved this instinct, so I don't see that as much of a stretch. However, humans being a more complex species, I think that the social convention of women and children first goes a bit deeper than the simplistic protectionism. In fact, I'd argue that a familial protectionism is more of a convenient foil for women and sympathetic men who'd rather see men's mortal sacrifice in honorific terms than the much uglier truth. In its rawest form, the bedroom fund marketplace of our early ancestors would have been one where feminine hypergamy and alpha dominance would have been more or less in balance. Obviously, men being the stronger sex would have forcibly put women into a weaker position in the earliest incarnation of the marketplace, but also consider that men fought and killed each other for access to these breeding rights. Short version, men were disposable. As our species began to socialize, collectivize, and cooperate, our earliest social conventions would have revolved around the environmental prompts and biological stimuli that were essential to the survival of their more feral ancestors. The earliest form of proto-game would have been a bedroom fun, quid pro quo. Can't figure out how to seduce the hot hunter-gatherer woman in the tribe? Save her from being torn limb from limb by a saber-toothed tiger, and she'll reciprocate her gratitude with bedroom fun. In other words, risk your life and women will reward you with bedroom fun and gratitude. Today, that may not be reality in practice, but it's the A plus B equals C logic that's led to the psychological internalization and the social doctrines that follow it. It's such a primal male deductive logic principle that's worked so successfully for so long. The social contingencies were evolved to both mitigate it and exploit it. Don't believe me? Promise a young Middle Eastern girl 70 virgins in heaven and see if she'll strap explosives to herself. The downside to this is that men often do die trying. All of this kind of brought me around to thinking about the psychological software that's been evolved into our species as a result of environmental adaptations of the past. In War Brides 1, I went into detail about the Stockholm Syndrome women seem to have an inborn propensity for, which logically makes them predisposed to abandoning emotional investments more readily than men. Considering the brutality of our feral past, evolving a capacity for quick emotional abandonment and reinvestment would have been a valuable survival trait for women. As you saw in this last video, right? Thus ensuring a perpetuation of the species. However, in the present, it serves to complicate newly developed social dynamics in search of parental and ethical considerations. Likewise, men have evolved into disposable sex as a result of the same feral past. In today's environment, it's very easy for men to drop on ethical indignation about our disposable status, but it's not primarily due to social influences. To be sure, social influence has definitely exploited men's disposability, but the root of that devaluation really lies in our evolutionary past and our biological makeup. Men have always been disposable, so much so that women evolved psychological contingencies to cope with that disposability. As socialization and acculturation progressed, so too did the social rationales for men's disposability. It became honorable to sacrifice oneself, ostensibly for a greater cause, but subversively as a means to recognition. Martyrdom is the ultimate expression of social proof. Unfortunately, as is women's biological imperative, once a man's martyred himself, women seek a suitable substitute within the week. I'm still getting a lot of response on my appreciation post, and predictably, most of the criticism is rooted in assuming my intent was to illustrate women being inferior to men in terms of sincerely appreciating the sacrifices he must make to facilitate her reality. The inability of women appreciating men's sacrifices isn't an issue of who's better than who, it's merely an observation of facts and corollaries. What I think critics fail to recognize is that I'm simply relating the observed mechanics. Any conditionality they choose to apply to those mechanics are their own opinions and biases. Yeah, Rollo, it's pretty messed up that women have some inborn ability to switch off their emotions for you in favor of a higher SMV male. You're right, it's pretty messed up. It's also unethical, insincere, and duplicitous when you also consider the planning involved in dissociating her emotional investment in favor of new investment. But all of these are social conditions we apply to the underlying mechanic. It's also messed up that men's lives intrinsically have less value than women's, but we can apply esoteric principles of honor, duty, and courage to men, ending themselves and engaging in the dynamic of their own disposability. We can also apply principles of cowardice and betrayal to men who refuse that sacrifice in favor of self-preservation, but these are qualification of social conventions that we establish as a culture. So there you go. If you want to read more, it's just The Rational Male. Here's a fake Tinder profile. So again, you can just Google these, but there's a lot to learn even from these fake ones. This is Marini, who's 19. You can't choose your father, but you can choose your daddy. So enough said. So at 19 years old, what are these girls choosing to do? They're choosing to get with guys like that, clearly. So there you go. All right, let's go on to this dating over 30. All right. Help me understand how you can be on dating apps and not multi-date. So by nature, we go on apps and swipe, most of us, I would guess, until we hit a daily limit. If you then get multiple matches and start conversations with them, some obviously weed themselves out pretty quickly, but some percentage of them stay on the hook. As these conversations progress, you get to a point where it's time to poop or get off the pot, so to speak, and go on a date. How are you going on dates like this but not multi-dating? I want to get better at letting stuff progress with individual people one at a time, but then what do you do with your other matches? If something doesn't pan out with the first person you're seeing, it can be hard to go back to others you've matched with to try and fire that back up. It just seems like such a conundrum because you're right back to swiping again. No, it's not. Just choose one guy and then when it doesn't work out, choose another guy. Like now, multi-dating is so common, right, that they literally have a name for it. But it's, first of all, it really devalues man. And also, no man wants to be with a girl that every other man has had. So, I mean, there you go. Top comment with 475 upvotes. I'm annoyingly selective, but when I match with someone who has real potential, I stop swiping. I'm too busy to be juggling too many dates with different people. Sometimes things might overlap a bit, but I don't aim for it. Okay, so you're still multi-dating. You're just trying to sound like you're virtuous. 100 upvotes. I'm the same way, and unfortunately these platforms do not favor people like us. You have to have a game plan and go on several dates because finding someone worthwhile will take time and lots of dates. Okay. Let's see some of these other comments. Okay. 50 upvotes. As a single mom who has a tendency to date single dads, I found it pretty easy because who has time to multi-date and work and be a parent? I'm pretty sure y'all managed to, but I cannot. Yeah. So again, if you're on the dating over 30 subreddit and you're a single mother, like, I don't know what to tell you. You should go and be with the father of the child. And if you can't, well, then you should have chosen a guy who you could. Unless there's some ridiculous, terrible, extenuating circumstance. I mean, it means that you probably made some mistake in the selection process, like the girl at the beginning of this video. Okay. I'm the same, but I've seen my guy friends texting so many girls. A male coworker of mine showed me 70 open chats he had going with girls. I don't think it's worth it. For me, it will always be quality over quantity. I've seen a lot of guys going for quantity, and they ultimately end up ghosting me, even if the date goes really well. Honestly, I'm fed up of dating apps. I uninstalled them today and looking to meet people organically via hobbies, meetups, etc. Yeah, so again, the girl is telling on herself. She's saying, I've been ghosted by Chad like 50 times, but now I've had my fun and I'm ready to settle down. So don't be that guy for the girl. Alright guys, we're going to end the video here. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. Again, thank you so much for listening, especially if you took the time out of your busy day to listen to the whole video. I really do appreciate it. You guys are wonderful, and I'll see you next time.